Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Friday, November 5th, 2021. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Yes, another weekend. It's funny, as a kid in school, I lived for the weekends, and somewhere in midlife, they were like, just another day. And that's probably because I was shuttling a kid someplace. But now, without kids, I am like that kid in school again, living for the weekend. But before we slide into the weekend, we do have some news to go over, so let's get into it, shall we? County Executive Pittman is pulling back his legislation to give school bus drivers bonuses and raises. Instead of allowing the school to do it with money from the county, he now wants to do it on his own. He's able to dole out ARP, which is American Rescue Plan funds, without any council approval, so he will be paying the bus drivers and aides bonuses directly via the Workforce Development Corporation. The $5 an hour raise that was proposed by the school district is now off the table, and here's how it'll work. The drivers and the aides need to sign an agreement with the Workforce Development Corporation that will trigger either a signing or a retention bonus, depending on whether they're new or existing. It's $5,000 for drivers and $2,000 for aides. Now, initially, they're going to be paid $2,500 and $1,000 immediately, and then $500 and $200 in March, or 90 days after their hire, and then the balance of $2,000 or $800 the last pay period of the school year. If there's a shortage of drivers due to competition, a bonus that seems to be equivalent to other driving gigs with substandard pay is probably not going to do the trick for the school system. That's just my guess, but I'm not the county executive, so I guess we will see. And I do hope that the schools are reducing the payments to the bus contractors who are not providing drivers and buses. They entered into a contract and they're not fulfilling it, and that's how contracts work. Vaccines for kids are beginning today, and the county executive and health officer are hosting a photo op at AACC when the first kids arrive to get poked a little bit later this morning. The schools will be rolling out school-based vax clinics beginning on Monday. Now, they're held weekday evenings from 5 to 7:30 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It is a complicated schedule, and they're being run through the 19th of November at 12 different schools throughout the county. You want to check out eyeonannapolis.net for the specifics on that. And if you want to go out on your own and go to either a county clinic or to a pharmacy, aacounty.org/COVIDvax is where you want to go. Here's some good news for Annapolis City. They just scored a $224,000 grant from MDOT to design an extension to and widening of the Poplar biking trail. This current trail runs from Taylor Avenue by the police station to Admiral Drive, and it will ultimately extend to West Street near the Graduate Hotel and out to Parole proper. There is no timeline on the project, but it is good to see that it is moving forward. And the rest of our news is really sort of event and calendar focused, so you want to pay attention here and take notes. Tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. at Homestead Gardens, they're having a preview party for their holiday decorations. It's really a sight to see, and it is free. Other Homestead dates you want to keep a track of are the Grand Illumination on the 20th from 6 to 9 p.m., Santa Paws for the critters in your house. That's on December 3rd from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And the ever-popular, always happening Girls' Night Out on December 8th from 6 to 9 p.m. All of those events are free, and they are all a lot of fun. Even that Girls' Night Out, which I have never been to because, hey, I'm disqualified. Also tonight over at Maryland Hall, the Annapolis Opera is presenting Cinderella at 7 p.m. Tickets are still available, and you will need to wear a mask when you get into Maryland Hall. Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., it is a shred-a-thon up in Crofton. It is at the Chamber of Commerce up there on SB Court, and that's right off of Route 450, just before you get to Route 3 on the left. You can shred up to 4 boxes for free, so go and protect your identity and shred all of that confidential stuff. On Saturday at 3:30 p.m., the Navy Mids take on the Fighting Irish in South Bend. You want to catch it on NBC or streaming on Peacock. And if you want to see that game in person in 2023, you're going to have to go to Dublin, Ireland to do it. Yes, it was announced yesterday that the Navy-Notre Dame football game will be in Dublin on August 26th in 2023. And that's one game that I'm definitely not going to miss. And most importantly, around 2 a.m. on Sunday, roll those clocks back an hour. Daylight savings time does begin. The good news is that there's an extra hour of drinking that night, if that's your thing. The bad news is that the sun sets at 5 p.m. on Sunday. Well, that's it for the news, but here's some podcast news for you. Today, we should be dropping an important COVID podcast with Dr. Friedman from Evolve. And up on our local business spotlight this weekend, it is Monica, or as some refer to her as Saint Monica, from Bread and Butter Kitchen. That will be rated adults only, so you are warned. I tried to count the F-bombs in there and lost track, so you're going to have to listen to that one on Saturday, because we totally debunked that whole saint thing. As always, thank you for listening. And if you are somewhere where you can leave us a rating or a review, please do. And make sure you let your friends, family, and colleagues all know to give us a follow. It really does help us grow. A quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company, and to the Hospice of the Chesapeake. It is Friday, so I'm going to take this time just to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, and do something fun. Other than that, we'll see you on Monday. Now you just need to hang tight because George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with your locally forecast weather report. All of that in just a bit.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be, so you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, November 5th, first Friday in November 2021, and it will be a much different story for the Annapolis region over last Friday's rain and wind, with nice conditions today through the weekend and much of next week. Look for fairly sunny conditions today through at least next Thursday, with temps today through the weekend in the 50s for highs, followed by 60s Monday through next Thursday, and likely Friday too, with the next weather maker probably not coming until next Friday or Saturday, as the storm potentially moves across the Great Lakes region, bringing a cold front into the mid-Atlantic from the west, with rain either Friday or Saturday, before cooler air then moves back in place Sunday behind the front. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And of course, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download our app on all of your devices by searching DCMDVA Weather from the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
Did you know that home values jumped over 10% on average in 2020? And we are expected to see more increases over the next 3 to 6 months. What's causing this rise in value? First, limited inventory. We have about 60% fewer homes on the market right now than we did the same time last year. Second, low interest rates. People can afford more home right now, and that is very appealing. Third, increased buyer demand. We literally have over 20 interested and qualified buyers waiting for the right home to come on the market, and we are not alone. If you were ever thinking of timing the market just right to get the highest price in recent history, your time has come. My team is available and ready. Give us a call today. We'll check your home's value and break neighborhood records.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. With all the talk of energy resilience in the news recently, I'm surprised there's not more talk about solar plus batteries, especially since 1/3 of all of our new residential solar projects include a battery backup system that provides instant energy security and peace of mind. And with incentives in place for battery backup, this investment is now more affordable than ever. With financing rates as low as 0.99% and plans offering 18 months same as cash, it's now easier than ever to go solar with no money down. Financing creates an easy bill swap scenario where you replace your electric bill with a loan payment, allowing you to build equity in your own personal energy supply. Don't wait for your next power outage to act. Contact us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net to learn more about solar with battery backup. Don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.